What's going on, everybody, and welcome to your Indie Snapshot for today. Today, we're taking a look at a game that I've done an Indie Snapshot for already, but it was in beta, and that is a Valley Without Wind 2. Now, the game is no longer in beta, has officially released on Steam for everybody to get their dirty little mitts on. And I have played a little bit of the actual release now. I've got my hands on and played it a little bit, and largely my opinion remains about the same of the game. Well, it has gained, to its benefit, an epic opening. As you can hear by the music in the background, it's a much cleaner looking opening. We're going to go through some of the more basic character creation stuff, but then we're going to go back and actually play the single player game where I've left off. And we're going to talk about how the strategy works, the gameplay works, and my overall opinion on the game. So, let's pretend we're starting a new game. We're going to hit play, we're going to create a world. We'll call it Test World. And now, this gives the rundown, essentially. So the game takes place about a year after Valley Without Wind 2. What happened in Valley Without Wind 1? Well, Valley Without Wind 1 is basically some weird cataclysmic event happened where all time and space kind of collapsed in on each other. And, ancient Egypt with, modern times and, futuristic times all came together and exist in one world. You are part of this rebellion of this particular area of the world where this person named Demonica has ruled, and he has Oblivion Crystal, which prevents him from dying, and you got one because you've snuck into his ranks and you've gained his trust, and he's given you one. You're basically just trying to overthrow him at this point. So we create this world, we hit OK, and we're presented with this character creation screen, I guess is the best way to put it. So, it's fairly random how it works. You can choose male or female, but we're going to hit show all. You can choose the time period you're from, and it'll give you random stats. So I want to be somebody from the Industrial Revolution, which is just kind of like this, not cyberpunk, but steampunk kind of look to them. And they have all these stats. This guy right here has a 105% kind of attack speed, while these all have 120, 90, but this guy has less ammo. They have more ammo even though they're slower. Their health works. You're oh, I don't like how these guys look. Reroll. And you can just re-roll over and over and over and over and over and over again until you find the person you like. Now, my problem with this is, why not just let you have character creation? Why not let you have custom character creation over what your character looks like and what his stats are and whatnot? Why I have to make it random? I don't understand the random point. I just feel like it's pointless, because if I just want a particular set of stats, I'm just going to go, okay, oh, there's the one I want. Here we go, 120 with this. And obviously, one of the things that seems like it's going to happen is, if it has a high attack speed, he's going to have low ammo. If he has low attack speed, he's going to have high ammo. Look at this person. Super slow attack speed, has a lot of extra ammo. Ammo is what you use for your most powerful attack, by the way. And then you have someone across the board who's average, etc., etc., etc. So, again, you're going to look for somebody who's going to be looking good stats. You can just hit reroll all day long. Why not just let you make your character? Weird choice in my opinion. So, obviously, if you go to Bronze Age, you have these people who are from this bizarre Bronze Age. Time of Magic, you're going to get wizards. You can cancel. Medieval, you're going to get these knight guys. This guy's got a weird loincloth going on. Etc., etc., etc. So we'll just pick one for now. We're not going to really play with them. And we're just going to hit Magdalene Middleton. Sure. Enter the world. So then the next part of the game comes up. And that is going to be choosing your wizard school set. Now, each class, depending on what you choose, whether it be a medieval person or a magical era person, they're going to have different spell lists to choose from. A different class list. So this person we picked, we got Aquargist. We'll talk about the names in a second. Oops, we did not mean to do that. Let's pull out back. I did not mean to click on that. For some reason, it automatically just went with it. So we're going to exit game, quit to main menu. We're going to create a new world. We'll call it Environ 2. That's fine. Bam. Good. Dora Brown. So this person's got Technozoologist, Entropicist, Stonebinder, the most normal sounding name I've ever heard, Sleetlock, and Lumbermancer. So, these names are so pretentious. They're so weird. They're so unnecessarily complicated. We've got Sleetlock, so an ice mage, Stonebinder, stone mage. We've got a druid, Lumbermancer, Entropicist, or just be telekineticist for Christ's sake, and technozoologist, a summoner or something. So these names, basically what you're going to get with each one of these persons is, like, usually a projectile attack, a close range attack, an AoE attack, and something that might be like a forward arcing attack or an attack that slowly moves forward. That's kind of how they always work. We're not going to worry about this right now, but that's kind of the general theme. Now, of course, they'll have special effects. You know, they're low caliber spells, normal caliber spells, and high caliber spells. What is the difference? Well, so this person right here has a low, a normal, and 2 high. Why does that matter? Well, what a caliber spell is going to allow you to do is bust through other enemy spells. A lot of enemies will shoot spells at you, and that's kind of what all their attacks are, spells. And if their spell is a higher caliber than yours, kind of a rocks, paper, scissors thing, they immediately go through yours. So you need to cast a spell at them that's going to go through theirs. Sounds really neat in concept, right? Well, unfortunately, the way it works is you're just going to be spamming your spells one way or another eventually until you hit them and kill them. The way the monsters attack is very chaotic and very bizarre, and we're going to take a look at that momentarily. So if we can escape and get out of here, we're going to go back, we're going to exit to the game, go back to the main menu, and we're going to load up one of the worlds that we have. So we have Mathis YT, which is what we're going to be playing on, which is exactly what we're going to be playing on. So we're going to load up. No, just load my world. And now we're going to be presented with the overview, the strategic work. So the way this game works is you have things you can do on the strategic overview. See all these yellow guys? They are considered your NPCs, your resistance. You move them around, and they're what you use to build things on tiles that you've freed. So your job as the hero is to go around to these dark tiles and clear them out by going into them and playing a Metroidvania-style level and getting to the end and destroying a wind generator, which is corrupting the world, and you destroy that and it clears up a tile. You can then take your yellow guys, your resistance, and move them to said tile and build something on it if you so please. For instance, when I cleared out this area over here, I moved the yellow guy over there, one of my resistance members, and I built a clinic. Now, building things takes scrap, of what you get when you clear tiles, and you have men maybe sitting, or a resistance member sitting on tiles that will give you scrap per turn. This guy over here is sitting on a farm. He is giving me food per turn, and he only gives me food per turn if I keep him there. He has to stay there. Now, if you take a look at the left, you have a very important thing. It's telling you how much food you have in your stores, how much scrap you have, how much morale your members have, how much you have in population, skirmishers, scouts, and soldiers, and then how much money you have in coins. Now, you get higher things, like higher population, by freeing up tiles and having your other resistance members recruit for you. Scrap is the same thing. If you can get scrap per turn on a tile, which I'll show you that in a second, you put a member on there and they will give you the scrap per turn. Same thing with food. You always have to have resistance members there in order for them to do it. Now, the number next to them, I believe, is their health. So, how do you end a turn? Well, in order to end a turn, you need to actually go to a tile and clear it out. You could actually, I believe, end a turn normally, but what you usually want to do is go and bring your hero onto a tile and clear it out. You want to maintain tiles. Now, what's going to happen next turn, as you can see from the big castle, is that monsters are going to be emerging next turn. What are those monsters going to do? They're going to wreak havoc. They're actually going to attack your resistance members. They're going to try and take tiles back, etc., etc. And part of the strategy is maintaining your tiles and trying to move out and clear out and basically take the land, and eventually killing Demonica, which is the main bad guy. So, that's the strategic overview, a quick, dirty look at it. That's how it works. It's a really cool idea. I think in practice it actually works pretty decently as well. My gripe with it is that it just doesn't seem to, in my opinion, sit well with this type of game, especially if we played the first one, which was very Metroidvania. So we're going to go into the bulk of the game now. We're going to go over to one of these tiles. We're going to hit E. You can take a look here. It's going to give you a bunch of information, kind of spew it at you, not in exactly the most perfect way. So what happens? Well, if we clear this tile, this is not directly useful. Can be converted into other building types that are, though. So it can be turned into an ocean shallows covered farm, which is good for food, or ocean shallows housing, which is good for housing more people and upping our population. So that's what it's useful for. So immediately it's not that useful. Obviously it only gives you 3 food or 3 scrap per turn. So maybe I'll want to grab this tile later on, because right now we're at the very beginning of the game. I want to get something that's going to be more immediately useful. Maybe this tile will be useful later on. So we're just going to skip this one and maybe go to something a little bit different. Let's take a look at, how about this tile right here? What do we got? So this one right here provides a lot of shelter to nearby tiles. Note that it does not need to have Survivor Station here or even be purified to do this. That's nice. When we do purify it, though, we can get 9 food per turn, 3 scrap per turn. So immediately, this looks like it'll be useful. We should probably embark into this region at some point. In fact, we'll probably embark into it now. We'll clear it up. We'll make it more useful for us. So we'll embark to the region. Now the real gameplay shows. The automatons from the forebears of machines which were the cause of humanity's eventual destruction in Environ's original timeline. What will happen now that timeline has been so scrambled? This guy's talking about his timeline. It doesn't really matter. So, this is the bulk of the game. Whoop! Whoa! Okay. And here's what I'm talking about, where you kind of just spam your spells at monsters that kind of just attack you. So, if you saw my original indie snapshot of the game, you're gonna know what I'm talking about here. The art style is weird. It is a... Did I just hurt myself? Oh no, this is hurting me, whatever this is. It is a clip art, kind of weird art style. On top of it, we just killed him. On top of it, the animations are incredibly rough. Oh my god, what is happening right now? Can we just put those there? And hopefully they'll just walk into it. Oh god. Okay, so this is... We're going to talk about the gameplay in a second. Let me just get safe. Here, let me just get safe. We'll just see if we can kill this asshole. Do we get him? Okay, so... Animations, really rough, really stilted, really stiff. One thing I will say, though, is if you watched my last beta, is that the controls were really floating, really loose. I love the controls now, though. They feel much tighter. Really, you actually build momentum while you run as opposed to normal. How it used to be just you were sprinting all the time. It's a lot tighter feeling. The jumping is a lot more precise feeling. So kudos to them on that. My gripe still stands at the art. Now, it does look sharp, and a lot more bright than it used to. But I still don't like the art style. That's never going to change. And the animation is still, in my opinion, very poor quality. It's just a weird choice to what they did with them. Because Arkin Games is known for some interesting stuff. They've done the AI Wars, which is actually quite a good game, and I recommend you get it. But the goal here, let's just talk about the game goal now, is to get to the end and basically... Oh my god, can we just kill this thing? Get to the end, kill the wind generator, and free up the tile. So one of the things that I've definitely noticed in this game is that the difficulty from between now and when the beta was going on has been spiked. I feel like the difficulty is much more difficult than it used to be. And I don't know why that is. It just has happened. What is... Oh my god. And one of these things is it's very unclear. It's so chaotic sometimes that I feel like it's a little unclear as to what the hell is going on. Who's attacking you? Enemies move in really random patterns. You gotta kind of have to get used to that. They kind of just come out of nowhere. They can kind of be very cheap sometimes too. So you gotta be very aware of them. Especially with the way the controls are. I still prefer using the mouse and keyboard over the controller. For some reason the controller's buttons are not mapped appropriately. B is an attack for the controller. At the same time, it is also a jump button for the controller. So it's really bizarre. I just died. See what I'm talking about? This little machine kicked my ass. When you die, you get shunted way back into the tower, by the way. The tower you eventually came from. Really annoying. I think that's unnecessary. I feel like they could just put you back in the... Instead of making you go through this, they could easily just put you back in the strategic overview screen. This was completely unnecessary, in my opinion. So we can go back here, embark into the region. We'll go back to trying to... Oh god, the monsters have all respawned, of course. And they do a bajillion damage. Let's just try to get past this part. So there's a loot system in the game, by the way, which we may not see depending on if we come across any treasure chests at all. But there's a loot system in the game, which I think is actually kind of interesting. What happens is that the chests hold a single piece of loot. And what that loot does is random, generally. It can give you a speed boost, it can give you an attack boost, it can give you both. It can lower your attack speed, it can lower your movement speed, and up the opposite. What will eventually happen, though, is if you come across another piece of loot, it automatically replaces the loot that you were wearing with the one that you find. Can we just kill these things, please? Can we please kill these things? Like I said, the game's difficulty has definitely changed. Definitely gotten harder, in my opinion. Can we just... Okay. Let's see if we can get past these things now. I think there's a treasure chest down here. So we're going to pop this thing open. And now at the bottom, it says, we are now wearing flowing swimming shorts of excellent eyesight. Benefit of this is 18 projectile lifetime. So, the projectile is going to go probably further, I think is what it's trying to tell us. And we definitely keep hurting ourselves. Ow. We might not make it to the end of the level at all, for that matter. And fish are dangerous, as are these bird things that have just been wrecking me. And we're going to die. We're just going to die. I can just see it happening right now. Ugh. Alright, we'll not come back to here for now. Screw that. So as you can see, the game is exceptionally difficult. It's just been kicking my ass when I've been trying to play it now. And I don't know why that is. It just is. So again, my kind of opinion remains in this game that I can feel the fun that can be had. Let's go to a different tile. Let's just go here. I can feel the fun that is to be had in these games. It's just not happening. And I don't know why that is. I don't know what's going on. Like, it's not as smooth as I think it wants to be. Like, the gameplay isn't as smooth as I feel like it wants to be. The graphic style could definitely be the biggest reason for me. And I feel bad. I just feel bad shitting on a game like I do. I just feel like it's just weird. It's a very full game for sure. Ow. Ow. And look at, like, this attack, like, what am I supposed to do here? Can I, like, shoot you through this one? We got Jubilee powers. It's just weird. I'm playing the Illuminologist, by the way, in case it wasn't aware. In case you were not aware. I think the Illuminologist comes with 2 low-grade spells, 1 normal and 1 high, which is fine with me. Doesn't really bother me that much. Can we? Okay, that chest is not real. It's a fake chest. Of course we have. Why would they give me a real chest? Of course they want to throw a fake chest at me to kick my ass. Blocked. You'll have to come closer than that. Can we just... Okay. I have to get close in order to unload on this guy. Can I just do this? There we go. 1 more kill for next rank. Next rank of what? 2 more kills. I don't know what this concentration bonus is. Alright, we're coming close. When the weather gets like this, you're coming close to the wind generator. And there we go. So with the wind generator, which was actually a way easier level, all we have to do is we literally just have to unload on this thing until it eventually dies. And we can just do this all day long. There we go. So what does ending the wind generator do? Well, it's going to end your strategic turn. Calm down, I've already dozens. You don't understand the world map monsters. You guys have some very literal terminology, you know that? Whatever, the point is that you can't catch these monsters. You can't catch them, but they'll hunt us. Resistance members destroy useful map tiles, like I said earlier. Because so what do? We resistance members can fight them. Whenever we wind up in the same tile as a world map monster, we'll hit the monster for our current power level, the number just above our icon, and the monster will hit us for its common power level. Whoever hits 0 or less dies. Right at the monster. So basically, they fight each other. We can't really actually do anything. If we actually... Alright. So we're gonna see the world monsters now, which is gonna be kind of good. In order to, well, you would think after you defeat the world generator, it would just send you out of the map, but it doesn't. So when you beat the world generator, you're gonna end your strategic turn. What that does is allows the enemy's turn. They can do things now. They do things instantaneously, though. So you also get a quick overview of what happened during the strategic turn. So we gained food, we gained scrap, we lost some morale. The resistance hadn't gotten hurt, and monsters are on the move. So we can just kind of escape this now. And destroying windstorm generators like you did, blah, blah, blah. It just tells you basically the general overview. So here's some monsters. So what do we want to do? Well, what we can do is we can move some of these guys. We can order Terrell to move, and we can put him here. And then we can order this guy to move, and we can move him here. Nice and easy. They lose a little bit of power, but they end up killing the monster. Meaning they prevent the monster from destroying tiles. And that is generally the game in a nutshell. There's not much more to it than that. You know, there's going to be more monsters that pop out. There's Deep Gate over here. If it ever gets purified and activated, more monsters will pour out of that, etc., etc. But it's just a game of managing tiles, clearing tiles, and doing that kind of Metroidvania style of gameplay. I could feel the game being fun. It's just not my thing. I just think that's what it is. It's just I don't enjoy the art style. I don't enjoy the animation system. The game got way tough. It's just too chaotic, and I can't actually sit here and recommend the game. openly. There definitely could be some people who you guys might be looking at this game going, this looks like a blast, and you guys could have some real fun with it. I just think it needs the controller controls need some tweaking. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know if I can remap the controller controls, but they definitely need some tweaking. The combat is again kind of crazy and all over the place. And that's just my opinion on the game. Take it or as you will. That has been my look at this game, with Valley Without Wind 2. I hope I see you guys shortly. And as always, thank you for swinging by my channel and supporting me as you have always done. And I will see you guys next time.